Check one. Hello, family. How are we doing tonight? The Mason, go back to Africa. You're right. Can y'all hear me? Give me a thumbs up. I wasn't getting any sound. I got this mic hooked up. Maybe that's why I didn't get it. Okay. Can y'all hear me? Okay, all right. I want to make sure that y'all can hear me. I got this mic hooked up. I'm mic'd up, y'all. So trying this out right here. I used it one time before. Now I'm back at it. Okay, thumbs up. I'm assuming that is that y'all can hear me. Okay, yes. All right. Yeah, Mayshawn, yeah, you said exactly. You're right. Don't be quick yet, because y'all don't know what I got to say on that. But I got a little take on this right here. And I shared with you all that I was going to typically do a video, each day, and then come back and, kind of just follow up with it. And something tremendous happened today. And so we got 50 people in right now. Let's see if we can go ahead and see here for another minute how many people are going to come in, because, your man don't like repeating himself, even though I do it all the time, because I know we have people in and out. But I thank each and every one of you all who's coming in, because I know that it is probably early where you are. And man, I wish we didn't have such a long span of hours between us. But hey, got to get it in when you can get it in. And for those who can't, they can come back and they can take a look at it. But yeah, I wanted to title this because there's some things that are moving, being here on the ground in Africa, that I'm seeing and that I'm starting to see even with you all who are on this on my channel here, that about charity and giving and stuff. And so I just want to lay some things out and kind of maybe open some eyes up to how some things I see, some things that I'll share in how I feel. It could be a belief, or it can even be my own truth. But yeah, it's just that are in a place of this, I think, giving in a wrong way. In America, you can go to almost any shop, any business, any place, and you're going to see a tip jar and them asking for you to give them money. Everybody feels as though that they should be given something. It seems, not everybody, but there are those that, feel as though that, that they should be given, tips, or, people should be, giving them these handouts and all that right there. But, just some things I just wanted to share, because I want everybody to get a clear understanding on this channel. And as, I mentioned last night before, I said that, that I want to start giving back, not only to you all, but also just utilizing some finances to be able to help those who are unable to help themselves. Let me say that again. I want to be one who's able to give what y'all giving me, to turn around and give to those who are unable to help themselves. And so, Yeah, when we come from coming from America, I'm gonna tell you, I was probably one of the world's worst tippers because I don't like giving tips because I know the history of tips, and I don't believe in paying somebody's employee their money. I think that's the employer's job to pay your own employees, not the customers. And now that the tips is at the height of 30% of your bill, and then now I walk into gyms, I walk into grocery stores, I walk into mechanic shops, and everybody got a tip jar out there. It's like, where did we get this from? Getting out of hand of this. Everybody's now feel like they got to get something. But I want to share the story of why I decided to do this title today. It was something moving. Okay, and so yesterday, for those who watched the video, my live streamline yesterday, I did a video with Hassan, the guy, I call him the Smoothie King, and I'm gonna tell you, Hassan really touched me in a way that where this guy here, there's only a few times in life when you run across somebody and you say, "There's something special about this person. This person is just so different." That's how Hassan has really left an impression on me. Not only that, I went back there today, sat down, and just chopped it up with him. And so, yeah, Mayshawn. I mean, I don't meet everybody. Excuse me. I don't want to generalize. Not everybody, but but having a conversation with Hassan. I say Hassan, or Hassan. Excuse me, Hassan. He be teaching me some stuff, and I'm 54. He 27. A humble young man who really has some deep moral teachings in him that I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. So this is what happened, family. I did the video yesterday, and of course, people responded. Now, I rarely read comments. I really rarely read the comments. Just like right here, when the chats go up, I rarely read them. Unless, I'm looking right now because people are coming in and I'm trying to see, people who give their respect and giving shout outs to me and stuff. I want to make sure that, or there's a comment, whatever, I might say something. But for the most part, I don't really read the comments. I leave that between you all, and y'all have y'all sidebar discussions, whatever it may be, or y'all have maybe some blessings and stuff that y'all shoot my way. And sometimes my wife is the one who really reads the comments. I'm too busy to read the comments. I got a lot that I do, not just even this YouTube, but of course. About a week or so ago, we were in Tanzania and we ran across a young man that was on the beach. And people were moved because of the young man. He was an artist and, he kind of lived on the beach, he said, and all that right there. And so some ideas started popping up about, hey, let's donate to him. And so, okay, all right, well, I was apprehensive at first, but I said, okay, all right, people want to do this, and right, okay, we'll go ahead and do that, all right? I'll make sure he gets some money, whatever they was going to send. But after that, I had a conversation with my wife, and I told her, I said, I'm never going to do that again. I don't want to get in the middle of being this person who, if people feel like they're being moved to give to somebody, that's got to be between them and that person. And I'll do my best to leave their information in the description. And there's several reasons why I don't want to be involved in that. One is because I don't want to be accountable in that way. I don't like to handle other people's money. I don't want to deal with other people's money. I don't want none of that backlash and accusations that I am doing this with people's money, this and that. I just don't want to get in that business. The other thing is that there are people out here on my channel who expect for me to be this charity entity, corporation or something, that I had an email just today from the email, from the video yesterday. This person had an idea and they wanted me. offer their donation to donate. They want to send some supplies and have me go out and deliver these supplies to God knows where. I ain't got time for that. You know, if you feel as though that you want to give some charity or give people the money, you have to do that on your own. The other problem I have is that I don't know these people, if they're credible, if they're telling the truth and all that. I don't know these people. I'm telling you, I get hit every day with people asking for money, asking for food, asking for something every day. Sometimes I give and sometimes I don't, depending on where my spirit moves me. Wherever the spirit moves me, that's where I do. But not everybody, family, need to be given something. I operate off of a teaching, and it's in scrolls. Or you want to say scripture, or you want to say whatever whether it's the Bible, the Quran, what have you. There's some principles I live off of, okay, and I like some of these principles. To me, in my life, money's not everything, okay? Money's not everything. Now, money surrounds everything. I had to tell my daughters that, because my daughters will tell you, I believe that money is a crutch and can cripple individuals when it comes to people thinking that money can help them. I believe money is not the answer for everything. I think very few things money is the answer to. Y'all know the old saying, family. If you teach a man how to fish, he never have to come ask you for a fish. I believe there are other options in life beyond giving people money. Now, there again, like I said, family, for those who are incapable of taking care of themselves, I see there's a need. But there's a principle that is there that I believe in. And that is, if a man is hungry, give him food. If a man is naked, give him clothes. If a man is homeless, help provide him some shelter. These are the three principles that I look at giving. I understand and I respect that many people give from their hearts. People give to this channel, and I thank every last one of you all. And like I said, I'm going to start utilizing this money and stuff to go help the hungry, clothe the naked, and also give to maybe some shelters. These are hardcore old school principles. I never forget when I first went to Ghana and I was on this tour with a group of people, and we were driving down the road, stopped in the middle of the city. And at the light, of course, there were those out there who were asking for food. They was knocking on windows of the cars, walking right in between cars and everything. And it's something they still do, you know. And what they do is they always bring their little babies, their precious little babies out there with them. And, they do this right here, feed, food, 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 food. And, they have their baby in their hand and they want food. Now, we know the old school, especially in America. The guy out there with the sign will work for food. Hungry, want food. When they know that majority of people ain't got no food on them, but what a person's going to give them? Money. And so they take the money, whatever they do with it's none of my business. I don't care. But I do know that in America, there are able-bodied men out on the street corners asking for money. And it's big business. You can find it here. Now, I don't know every man's heart. I don't know every individual out here who may be asking. Because even when my wife and Serenity was here, we had intentionally made sure when we had leftovers, we packed it up because you get hit up. Mothers be out there with babies or single young men or women, and people are just going to ask you for food. And boom, in a matter of 5 minutes, our food was gone. But I like what President Nana Akufo-Addo said for Ghana, the president of Ghana. He said, Africa doesn't need any assistance and handouts. Africa doesn't need the charity. We are well enough and equipped to take care of ourselves. Charities was an intentional move by the West to keep Africa on its knees begging. You know how it is, family. Somebody gives you something, and you didn't work and earn for it. What they actually did was step in the way of your abilities to be able to secure that very thing for yourself, which then has taken away from the possibilities of you even striving and working harder to get that very thing so that you could see for yourself you have that full potential of doing it. You're on your own. This is what the government has done to the people in America. Government assistance. That word assistance is dangerous. When you get in the way of people trying to assist people, you will steal the very drive that an individual have if you continue to give them that assistance. That person will become complacent, they will become lazy, they will not have any ambitions, and they will sit back with a hand out. And I've taught my kids this. They know when they call me up that daddy's going to say, figure it out. I just don't give my kids money like that. Nick, 21 and 22. My son's 32. He finally got the measures over the years. I ain't even going to even ask. And so I know people, as I'm giving videos and filming people, I'm keep seeing these messages in here. Can I get his information? Can you send some money or give him some money? I can cash app you or this and that, this and that. So this is what happened. This is why I did this video, family. Now listen to this. There was a guy, and not to mention any names, and I'm not going to say that he was wrong in what he did, but I want him and you to look at what actually he did do. He said, he was talking to me in the comment, can you supply Hassan's information? I would like to pay a year's of his rent and move and get him into a better place, and pay a year of his rent. And I was like, a better place? That dude is in a very good place. So when I went to go see Hassan today, I asked Hassan, did he see the video? He said, yeah, I saw the video. And I said, yeah. He said, yeah, I read some of the comments, people very nice and all that right there. I said, oh, okay. I said, somebody asked about, wanting to get your information and all that there. And I provided them your phone number. I said, but I told the guy I didn't think it was going to be a good idea. Hassan said, well, what did he say? And so I told Hassan, and listen to this. I told Hassan exactly what I brought up my phone and have him read it. Read exactly. He knows how to read English too. This is exactly what Hassan said. He said, do you think he's the devil? Now, Hassan's Muslim. And I chuckled. I said, Hassan, why you say the man's the devil? Why would you say that? He said, I want you to help me with this. What do you think I should do? Because I'm wondering, is he the devil? I said, please explain to me why you say he's the devil. You think maybe, you're asking me why you think he's the devil. He said, what's wrong with my place? I said, nothing. I said, but that's the problem. See, we want to look at what people are doing and thinking that we can put them in a better place based upon our own little, lifestyle and all that right there, and then go in and then try to go and disrupt people's lives, thinking our money's going to do things and make their lives better. And then Hassan said this right. He was thrown back. He could not understand. He could not understand. He said, what's wrong with my place? I said, I don't know. I think your place is all right. I said, but this is the problem that we have. He said this right here, family. This is exactly what he said. He said, this is a 27-year-old. And this guy here is years above where his age is. He said this right here. He said, why would somebody want to help somebody who's doing okay, but they can walk past somebody who's not doing good and they won't even help them? I said, I know. There are just people out there like that. He said, I'm doing fine. There are many people that he could help. Then he said this right here. He said, you know, this is like, you know, these guys who come here to the market. He says it's like a guy who comes to the market and he pays 20, he has 20 shillings and he buys a mango. And the mango costs 15 shillings. They call them bobs. He gives it 20 and he demands his 5 bobs back. But then he can go to a hotel or a restaurant and pay for a $50 meal and leave the person $5 or $10. This is what he said. And I'm like, yeah. He said, I don't understand. I don't understand this thing with this money thing. Because we had the conversation, if you watch the video, when he talked about the money is the least of the things. It's the freedom. But we as a people want to walk around the globe and want to judge everybody about, oh, they're poor, they need help, when a lot of these people don't need help. These are some of the most happiest people. The less is best, folks. I'm trying to tell you, because that's the less problems that you got to wear with. You know how the old saying is, more money, more problems. A lot of the people don't look at lifestyle and money the way we do, because he was thrown back. I didn't know really just how to, like, hey man, I just tried to tell him, there are, you know, he had good intentions, but there are people who just, you know, think that, you know, maybe he can put you in a better place. But he said, well, I don't want to talk to him. I said, you ain't got to talk to the dude. He said, okay. I just don't want to talk to people like that. I said, no problem. I said, he got your number, so he might call you up unless he's listening tonight. You know, we enable a lot of people. We walk around, missionaries do this right here. I remember when I used to be in the church, in this one church I had preached at. And before I was preaching that day, they did a report on a missionary trip that they did down to Mexico. And they went down to Mexico to go paint the church and beautify the little area that they had. I guess it wasn't up to their standards. The report was that the hard work that they put in and paint the building and all that right there, in a matter of months, the paint all chipped up because the climate is different down there in Mexico. So it was a waste of money and a waste of man hours and all that stuff there. So when I was listening, I was sitting down and I was listening to this report, and I'm like, that is just so like missionaries who go around this globe and want to go ahead and look down on people like they're blessed and other people aren't blessed because things don't look like the way they should look in the eyes of those who supposedly grass is greener on the other side. We got to stop this. Because what I was saying, when it was in Ghana, most of the people on the bus, when people were like, and be like, oh, look at the baby, oh my God, and oh, yo, people are rolling down their windows and trying to just tossing money out the windows. And I'm like, I got something to say. Do y'all carry on like this in America? No, because they got so numb and they see it every day. But now you here in the motherland, you want to try to give the money to the people and you're feeling sorry for them. Now, don't get me wrong. If it's food you need, I'm going to give you food. Now, somebody said in the chat earlier, right when I came on, that the government should be the one responsible for feeding the people. Well, I see differently. We are not bounded by the borders of countries. We are a people. And if you see your brother, sister that is in need and hungry, I think one should be able to have an extended arm of food to help feed the person. I love engaging with the conversation with the people out here who are homeless and just to hear their story. Because some people are up on game, but there are some people out there who got some very interesting stories. I volunteered at a homeless shelter for 6 months. When I had retired, I did 6 months into volunteering in a homeless shelter. You will be amazed at some of the stories and the people where they used to be in life and how they just fell off. So I understand. But I want you all to understand me too, that with this channel and as I go travel and stuff like there, I cannot move your money to somebody else's hand, because you feel like you want to give to them. I can't do that because I mentioned the reasons why I feel as though that I should not do that. Now, if you want to personally give them something, okay, but I do not want to be on the hook of any somebody getting scammed, somebody being taken advantage of. Uh, I don't want my name on none of that. And so, what I will do is that if I feel as though it's valid and it has some credentials tied to it, then I will, you know, provide the information. But any Joe Blow off the street, when somebody feels a certain way and be like, "Oh, does he have any contact? I want to send him some money." I just can't do that because I'm hit with a lot of people who I know is up on game trying to, and I've heard every sad story out here. I've heard a lot of sad stories out here. And they tend to want to get to the foreigners because they believe every last one of us got all this money and that it's just an opportunity for them to get a little money in their hands, in their pocket. Can't blame a man for trying, but I just cannot operate my channel as such. Now, saying that, family, tomorrow I'm gonna be going to children's school. Happen to run across a brother today who's going to be taking me through the slums, and uh, we'll be buying some food for the school. So your great money that you have been so graciously giving, as well as through your viewing, is going to be going to feed some of the, going to go to the schools and to help, with some added food for the kids to have, down the road. I don't believe well, people say government, but do we not know people are the ones that are the government, the governing bodies is the people. And yeah, they can make way to try to go ahead and do such, but do we have to wait on governments to do anything? Should we sit back because it's supposed to be what, a government's job? I don't believe that it's the government's job to take care of my needs. That's just how I feel. If you sit around waiting on the government, you're in a world of trouble. And that's why a lot of our people are stuck because they gotten the handouts from the government and now their ambitions, drives, goals are gone. But I do believe that we as a people can help one another out. Got a story for you. Some people say they like my stories. 2 days ago, so I'm out walking around and all that right there because I love to walk around and like to watch. I like to observe. I like to just check out the scenes. And I just like to let things just drop in my spirit. I'm walking up the hill and I don't know if I showed y'all pictures of my wife, showing how, incredible a lot of these people are, our brothers and sisters who manually are carrying trailers on their own strength, piled of equipment and supplies, and how they do it. I'm like, man, unbelievable. And I asked my wife, how many people in America would even do this job? You remember the old saying, back then when the Hispanics was jumping over the borders and coming into the countries, or even those who were there, even legally there, would do jobs that most Americans just would not do. And of course, the employers were taking advantage of the people, paying them pennies and everything. Well, anyway, I'm trying to see if I can find one of these pictures I took back when my wife was here. We was driving down the street just so that y'all can see just the manual labor. Well, anyway, I got so many pictures. I'm probably not going to find it. I'm walking up this hill and this guy's in front of me. And he's got this trailer with this stuff on it. And he's probably about 5'4", 5'5". You know, I'm 6 foot I'm 6 feet with my shoes on. So, you know, and I'm walking and the guy's in front of me and it just came on me, push it from the back. Cause we going up a hill and he's just like, and he's just one step at a time. And I get behind that joker and I hit it, boom. And he like, I startled him and he looked behind him and I said, hey, hey. And so I pushed and helped him get up that hill. And after we got up the hill, I said, sawa, sawa. Sawa means okay. And he said, asante. He thanked me. And I went on about my business. I gave him a helping hand. Okay. I helped him in his time that I felt that, hey, let me give this brother a hand. This dude, man, struggling up this hill. He about 5'4" with this big old trailer he's pulling. But guess what? What if I showed up tomorrow and the next day to be there waiting on him? What would I do to him by assisting him every day? I'll tell you what's going to happen. What's going to happen is he is going to be able to come to a place to maybe expect that right there, I'm going to have that dude help me up that hill. You know what? I can hang out a little later tonight, maybe drink me an extra beer. You know, don't have to sleep as long. I don't need my energy as much because that hill's a bear. And yo, I got my help. And this is the mentality of us people. And so he's going to get used to that. And then all of a sudden now his drive is gone. And the day I don't show up is the day he say, dag, I needed his help today. And so family, this is what I'm trying to drive is that we enable a lot of people. All help ain't good help. We used to say this back in the day. All money ain't good money. Just because there's money, they don't mean you have to take it. Because that very dollar or two or 10 or 100 or 1,000 somebody graciously is going to loan you or give you can be the very thing that cripples you. Another story. I remember I was 18 years old, first time in the military going in. I was 17 when I went in, but I was 18 when the situation happened. I wound up losing my wallet. I think it was stolen because they found it behind a security electric box. So I think somebody stole my wallet. That day it was payday. I went to the bank, got $232 out the bank, basically all my money. And I owed my car note. My wallet's gone with all my money in there. And so I'm like, what am I going to do? I called my dad up. I said, Dad, can I borrow $232? My car note's due this and that. And my dad said to me, and this is the first time I ever asked my dad for any money, except for being a kid, you know. But, and I say kid, I mean before the age of 12, because I started working at the age of 12. He said, I ain't got that type of money to be loaning you no $232. I barely got a little money for myself. This is how I am. This is where that comment right there is what made me today. I got so pissed off that I swore I'd never ask anybody for nothing. I would never be in a position ever again to be asking somebody for nothing. I got so pissed off with my dad. I ain't talked to my dad in a while over that one. But guess what? It taught me something. Don't depend on nobody. And I held true to that from that day forward. And that is what allowed me to be more self-dependent instead of dependent on another. And so we have to understand that all help is just not good help. If a man's hungry, give him food. If a man's naked, clothe him. If a man's homeless, help him get some shelter. Provide him shelter. But if you're feeling sorry for somebody and you're like, oh man, he's trying to start his business and all right there, I'm going to pay a year of his rent to a place that he wants. And I got another story for you. Whoa, these stories are coming up. I had a 1988 BMW. I bought that joke. It was a 19, excuse me. It was a 1986 BMW 325 ES. I bought it in 1988. I held on to that car till 2006. I had never bought another car since that time until after I got rid of it. I wanted to do a charity act. And it was that what happened, when I say a charity act, the car really was too old to really sell. So I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. But I bought another car. And when I bought another car, I had to go take it uptown to get it fixed. Left it, and then I got a ride back. When it was time to be fixed, they fixed it, called me 2 days later. I went up there, drove my Beamer up there to get the car. Now, how am I going to get 2 cars back? But I decided I'm going to give this car away. So it dropped in my spirit. Ask somebody at any bus stop for $3. And whoever gives you $3, give them your car. I went by one bus stop, and what I did was I parked and I would walk to the bus stop. Hey, does anybody have any $3? I need bus fare, whatever. I just made it up or whatever. And I had my daughter with me. Nobody gave me $3. Went by another bus stop. Went by another bus stop. Nobody would give me $3. And I'm waiting to give, hey, boom, here's the keys to the car. Now, the car was in good shape. Still drove good. It was just, 20 years old or something like that. Still drove good. I could not find somebody to give me $3. I wound up getting down to $1. I went from bus stop to bus stop to bus stop to bus stop. Wind up driving down the street and about to approach a bus stop, and there was nowhere for me to park. And it was a woman with 4 kids. I said, excuse me, ma'am. I rolled my window down. I didn't get out of my car. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm needing $1. And she looked at me and looked at my car, and then she saw my daughter in there. And she said, $1? What do you need $1 for? I said, well, I need $1 because I can put some gas in my car, so that I can get to where I need to. And she looked at me and she said, hold one second. She went in her purse. She gave the money to one of her kids and walked up to the car. And I said, no, I don't need the money. I just wanted to see what you said. Ma'am, you have a car? And she said, no, I ride the bus. And I said, I want to give you this car. And she said, huh? I said, I want to give you this car. She said, oh, no, I don't need that car. I said, you don't need a car? And she was like, no, I don't need that car. I won't be able to afford it. I said, no, it's free. She said, oh, no, I won't be able to afford it. I didn't understand at the time. I said, okay. She kept on walking. I took off. Now what I'm talking about, family, is giving. Sometimes when you think you're giving, you got to think about it. I drove off and I'm like, what the world is this woman talking about? And then it dawned on me. This woman probably could not afford the insurance on this car. She probably couldn't afford it if it broke down because, it's maintenance on cars. And she looked at the car and I kept my cars clean. And that car right there looked clean. And so she knew that's going to be nothing but another debt to me. This is what I felt that when she looked at it. And I'm like, all help ain't good help. Because just because you give doesn't mean that it's going to help that person in the need that what they, in a place of what they need. This is the same thing with this money. This money is dangerous when it comes to putting it in the hands of somebody that, they work every day and now you put money in their hands. And what you have done now was cause them to use the money to whatever benefit they want to use it for. But it got in the way of them operating off of the budget that they typically use off of, that now turns their little system upside down in a sense, kind of sets them back. That's why I don't loan money to nobody. Because if you expend your money and now you got to ask somebody to borrow money, that means you're already in a negative. And by me giving you the money, I've done helped you go in the hole in debt further. I'm not trying to do that. So my channel is not this charity thing. where each time I come and interview people, and I appreciate you all's heart. I mean, that's the heart of love, that you're moved, that you want to give, but yet we have to look at the circumstances and the positions that you put me in if going to give to somebody and I'm operating like a charity, or come to find out the money that you gave that person, they weren't upstanding, they were lying, they were, all this, whatever. I don't want to be in the mix of that. Then when it comes to, trying to figure out, because I got to pay taxes on the money that I'm receiving from YouTube. Even through your giving, it's all calculated. That's taxes that I got to go ahead and write off. Then people expecting to give the money, if they giving money, whatever, you got to take out YouTube's expense out of that. That's just too much for me, So I don't want to get into transactions, with your money and all that there. I don't want anybody putting any claim that I was dishonest or didn't put the money where people were, where the money should have went and all that right there. I just can't get myself in the middle of that whatsoever, But there's plenty of charities out there for you to give. And so shout out to our winner last night, Theodore the Third. Theodore the Third put in a comment last night to me. He said, take that money and give it to a charity. I said, wow. I said, okay, are you sure? So that money, and I'm going to also add on to that money and go buy food for the school here. And so I'll do a live, hopefully if I got the internet. If not, I'll videotape it. Then you all be able to even be part of that joy, because you all are part of this. There again, the monies and stuff that I'm receiving here off of this right platform, I want that to go help out people. The poor, meaning the hungry, the naked, and the homeless. Those are the three things that I've been charged through a principles of what I was brought into, of what the Creator says we should be doing for one another. Paying off somebody's loan and, giving people money because whatever it is they feel like they need to have. I'm not going to get in the way of that, I'm not going to get in the way of that. Because I asked the guy, and this is amazing, man, how the Creator works. I walked all around till I got lost. And then I happened to walk down this one road, and the guy stopped me. It was a shuttle business, and the guy was like, "Yeah, hey, are you going to Tanzania? We got buses going to Tanzania." I said, "Well, I ain't gonna leave here till a couple more weeks, whatever." I said, "But I'll keep y'all in mind." Just so happened, if y'all see the video when my family was in the park of Uhuru Park, the driver, he was there at that shuttle place. And I said, "Man, you look familiar." He said, "I know, I was driving you around." And then he pulled his mask down. He said, "I'm Wilfred." And so I said, "Yeah, okay, all right." Well, anyway, make a long story short, one of the gentlemen there, he does tours through the slums. And then he said, "I could take you through the slums." And I said, "Hey, okay, cool." I said, "But how much you going to charge me?" He said, "Well, we can go to the school, whatever. If you want to donate something, this and that, then there will be no charge." I said, "That'd be perfect," because the money that the winner from last night, who said give that because it was $67, and then I'm gonna double that. Well, it's gonna be $200. Put $200 total dollars. Go buy food. Because I asked him, I said, what type of food should we buy?" He said, "We buy rice. We'll buy some beans. We can buy whatever. Just give whatever you want to give. Hey, and we'll give it straight to school." And I said, "Okay, is the kids gonna get it? Because I know how some of these schools are. People will be taking that stuff home for their own greed." He said, "No, I guarantee you, it will be in the right hands, and those kids will have that food to eat." I said, "Okay, all right, I'll do it. I don't want to give money." And he said, "Oh no, if you give money, I guarantee you, yeah, the teachers and those staff, whoever the hands put in, they won't see it." This is what he said, not me. But so yes, that type of giving, I want to give with the channel. And like I said too, if there's people I'm filming and somebody puts in the chat, "Oh, I'd like to give to him this and that," I'm just not going to move on that. I'm not going to move on that. That's just something that, depending on what it is, if I ask them for their number, if it can be reached, if they had a business, something like that, then I'll supply them. And that's between you and that individual. But I'm not going to be promoting anybody as being they're valid in whatever they're doing. I don't know a lot of these people. I don't know many of these people out here. So, that's just what it is. But I wanted to share that with you all because of the fact that, Hassan, he schooled me today, man. That dude there, he schooled me when he was like, I don't need that guy. Is that guy the devil? Like, I just, like the devil. And because he looking at this guy he's trying to put me in a position, move me out and put me in some place and pay my rent. What does that mean? I don't need his help. What's wrong with my place is what he said. What's wrong with my place? I said, ain't nothing wrong with your place. And so we got to keep in mind that, family, when we come over into different countries around the globe, let's not look down on the people. Let's not look and call them poor. Don't have the ego sensitivity or feeling sorry for somebody because what? Their house don't look like yours, or their clothes ain't as shiny and crisp like yours, or they don't have the material thing. These people, I'm telling you, every time I come across some of these people, I get taught every time about life. It puts everything back in perspective and tells me, you need to change, dude. All that businesses and stuff, that's cool. But it don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. Because a lot of these folks, all they want is just a little. Now, if y'all saw the video today, so let me get on the video today. Please go watch the video today and share the video with somebody. Miss Mary, who had her small little fruit stand, if y'all heard what she had to say, that small little fruit stand sustains her, even have enough, she said, to pay her bills and to pay her child's, I don't know if she said her child, but she said a child's school. So just that small little fruit stand that she had, please go check out that video. And then she also shared that to start the fruit stand, she said, all you need is 50,000 shillings, which is $487, I think it is, to start it. And it would be able to take care of your rent, she said, take care of food, take care of sending your kid to their school, paying for their school, and it will take care of you. And then she said, I asked her, how much does it cost to get started? No. To get started on the food thing, to buy food was 5,000. No, she said 50,000 shillings. Yeah, $500. $500. And then she gave some great pointers on, what one needs to do. Even the clothing. She said other business is clothing. She has a clothing business. And she said the same thing. About $500. And then I asked her, what are some other business opportunities? She said, there's so many. Watch the video. So, hey, I'm going to let some people come on in, share anything about enabling or giving or some lesson you've learned, or maybe you've been affected, or maybe, hey, your goals, your dreams have been stunted because, mama, daddy was helping you out and you had to jump out of the tree and start to fly on your own, or anything concerning that. Hey, let's invite you all in. I'm so glad that I have my streamline back up so that we can interact and people can call in and partake in, because this is just another unwinding our mentality from the Western world. And this is why I'm having some of these videos and some of these topics, because I believe before we leave the countries we're from, coming to Africa, we should be on point, coming here to know what to expect, be humble and all that there. And so, yeah, hey, somebody come on and call in and let's talk about, this right here, because Africa do not need charity. Africa is not poor like y'all think. And just because you see people who might not have what you have, don't mean that they are not rich. Not rich in money, but we're talking rich in family, rich in a peace of mind. That's rich, not the money. Because there are many people who got money who's miserable. And that's real. And so coming here to Africa, people are just going to feel sorry for people. Oh my gosh, look at them. They don't have. And these people do pretty good on their own. So, and yeah, if you call in right here, there again, please show your photo in the back while you're in the back room. And then you can go ahead and shut it off, whatever. Because I like to see who's coming in. Please, Leon. So if you can hear me, you can just show your face, and then you can go ahead and shut back off, and put back on the silhouette or what have you, so that we. Okay, got you. You can go ahead and shut it back off, bro, if you want. So I'm about to bring you in here once you. There we go. Okay, Leon. Hold on a second. I'm gonna disconnect my mic. All righty. What's happening, my brother?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes. What you got for me? All right, Leon. I guess you can't hear me. I'm gonna put you on mute. Oh, 1 second. I got another person coming in. All right. Oh, is it Camu? Let me see your face, Camo. You gotta please show your face before I let you all in, please. I like to see who I'm talking to, but I won't reveal you to the public. All right, you can go ahead now, and you can go ahead and shut it down. I see you. All righty, my man. What you got for me?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Is it Kamal? Kamal?
Yeah, Kamau. Yeah, Kamau.
Okay.
Yeah, they use like a vowel.
Okay.
How you doing? Go Black to Africa.
I'm doing great, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I've never called in, but I follow you. You know, I've followed you for since you started, and I appreciate you. I'm in the US right now, but I'm originally from Kenya. I'm from Kenya and Tanzania.
Okay.
I'm a Pan-Africanist. So,
okay.
And I like that because even your title, that's what pulled me. Go Black to Africa. Be black. Go Black to Africa. That was very important. And the topic you're talking about, enabling and charity. Yeah, and it is true. You can enable people. By instead of assisting, give a person a fish, or show them how to fish. Those kind of statements go hand in hand. And but also there's another statement in Africa that says, like, some pay it forward kind of statement that says, paying forward. He says in Swahili, mema nenda zako. That's why people even in Africa, they will help you, but they will not expect anything back sometimes, because there's a Swahili saying, an African saying that we go with in Kenya. It's tenda mema nenda zako. Give what you can give, but go your way. Don't expect anything back. So that's another perspective you can on giving in Africa, how they receive giving. A lot of people receive that in Kenya. Let me not say Africa, because Africa is a continent. And I would like just to thank you and to appreciate you as a brother. I've been seeing your journey. At one point, I was a little bit skeptical. I even came on your YouTube, and I was like, with your being skimmed at the airport. I was like, because I've seen a lot of negative brothers and sisters who come to Africa without preparing their minds well enough. And it's a whole different place. And sometimes people go with what they are shown on TV, but actually they don't even see what's on their backyard. Because I live like in Seattle, Washington, which is not a very bad state. But if you go under the bridges, there's so much poverty and homelessness.
Yeah.
The homelessness here, I feel like because CNN doesn't do it like the way they do it to us in Africa, sometimes I feel I should pull out my camera and start vlogging on poverty in Africa, in America.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows, no one knows the poverty in America, and it's huge, especially when the corona hit, the whole city locked down, like the Seattle's downtown was locked down, and I work in construction, because so I was still working, driving my truck. But the whole city looked like a zombie town because only the homeless people were in town. And then
Yeah.
every homeless, they're not clean and everything. So they had taken over the city, and there's so much. I was in California. I think you're from California, if I'm not wrong.
Who, me?
So I was in California too. Homeless, crazy
Oh yeah,
homelessness, poverty.
man.
My wife, mm, mhm.
Homelessness is
My wife's
all
from
over.
Texas. Hmm. And it's cold. It's not even like being homeless in Africa, where you can die of
Yeah.
freezing cold, and and you're homeless, and there's no socialism, there's no social life, so you can even die in your own house, and nobody would ever know what's going on. Again, then I go to Texas, which is, what we know when you're in Africa is like one of the richest states. Everybody in Africa wants to go to Texas. In Kenya, I don't know if you've seen Kikuyu people, they wear cowboy hats because they like the cowboy from Texas. And I go to Texas, I'm thinking, yo, man, this is Texas. It must be that. But I go to rural Texas because my wife's from Tyler, Texas. I see some places poorer than Africa.
Yeah.
Poor, completely slum areas, rural. But that's not my point. My point was, the, my point was actually to big you up. I didn't have much. I just called in to chime in,
Appreciate
how
it.
contribute in a conversation. And you are in my hometown right now. And,
Yeah.
I saw you in Gara, you're drinking some juice there, and I was like, yeah, man, that's the best move I would advise African Americans. My wife is African American, who's from Texas.
Okay.
It's been
Okay.
hard even to
Yeah.
convince the family they should go to Africa because also of the mentality they've been given. Because
Yeah.
they are from the South, and they ask me questions. Do you still live in huts? Do you have
Yeah.
houses? The other folks. My wife is educated, so she knows. But even her, she can't make a decision by herself because in the South, people are very family oriented, even though there's a lot of mental differences and colonization. But there's
Right.
a lot of family. There's family. So she can't make a move. She can't make just a move like that with me without her family, agreeing or understanding. So they have to be educated about Africa. Because what I saw when I was in Texas, Fox News still showing Ethiopian kids of the 1980s asking for a cent.
Yeah.
The way
Yeah.
they come on news. Can you contribute, I don't know, as 50 cents for starving children? In 2016, I'm in Texas, and they're showing that in Texas on the
Yeah.
news. And I was like, that's why people are still brainwashed about Africa, because if they're still propagating how fucked up Africa is, sorry for the word, how bad Africa is, then people are still in that mentality. So I appreciate you for going to Africa and showing, because if I tell like my wife, she thinks I'm hyping her. I'm telling her, oh, Kenya is this great country, this. If I tell my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, yeah, there's nothing like that. Kenya is actually a beautiful country. I try to show them videos, but getting on
Yeah. But
the
I
ground is
appreciate you, brother.
different.
Right. I appreciate
Mhm.
you, man. Not to cut you short. I got 3 people waiting in the back room. And yes, man,
Mhm.
definitely, man, bring your family, man, here to Africa, man. Show it off. And like you were saying, I show the videos of the homelessness, the drug problems that goes on in America to the Africans, and they're blown away every time. So with that, my man, hey,
Mhm.
you have a good one, and I appreciate your kind words.
All right, thanks, man. Have a great time. Santi.
All right. Okay, you too. Santi Sana.
Mhm.
All right. Sharpette and Rick G. I need to see you all's personal faces, please, before I let you in, and then we can move forward. Um, I can't see Sharpette. Who was that? Oh, okay, 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 all right. Um, I guess the other one wound up leaving. That's all right because Miss Sharpat,
Greetings, my brother.
greetings, my sister. How are we doing this day?
I'm blessed, thank you. I just think this is one of the most important topics you've personally covered because I think it's at the crux of what we talk about when we're dealing with issues in the third world, so to speak. As somebody who's from the Caribbean, I've seen it firsthand. I've lived in 3 countries. One of them was in the Caribbean, and 2 of them are Western countries. And I can tell you, when I went back to my own country, I could see a difference, a shift after people who had left, families had left and were remitting money back, which is good. You want to help your family. But what we found was it bred a generation of people who were standing on street corners, basically begging people who they knew had just come down to visit or just waiting around at the Western Unions because that had
Mm,
become their means of income.
mm,
As you said, there's nothing wrong with helping somebody, but you need to be able to give them a hand up, as you said, where you say, okay, I understand the situation, the economy, we know what goes on in the third world, we know the oppression, etc. But what about, okay, how about I lease a piece of land or we have some family land? How about I send you some money, get some seeds, you plant something, or I open a little shop front, or maybe you can start just sending people money and they're using it for a lifestyle. It's like a never ending thing. If you give a man a fish and don't teach him to fish, you'll always have to give him a fish. And I think that's at the crux of what you're saying today. And I think some of the people in this chat are misunderstanding. It's a mindset that exists in the first world. I was also a social worker dealing in the welfare system where I was a worker. And as much as I know there are a lot of people come through that system, that needs it, after a while it breeds dependency. Whereas
yeah.
if people were given a hand up and said, okay, I'm helping you for this period of time, but then you need to, try to become self sufficient. That's the message. So I can really understand what the conversation you were talking about with Hassan, that in his mind, he's probably thinking, and he probably, in terms of there's a, what do you call it now? Lost in translation, where when he said, is the person the devil? Is
Hmm.
because he doesn't understand. He thinks, well, maybe this person is going to put me in a position where I'm going to lose my way, where I'm comfortable here. I'm in charge of my own. So maybe if I go somewhere else and try to grow too fast or whatever, I'm going to put myself in a situation where I might not be able to handle um, a bigger store and the responsibility and the stress that might bring financially in terms of trying to go forward. So I understand what he's saying. It's just that, but as Westerners, we know that we believe in growth. And some people say it's lack of ambition. These people don't have ambition. It's not ambition. They grew up in a society where when I was growing up in the Caribbean, it's like you don't get a bigger house until you can afford to add on a room. We didn't grow up in a process of mortgages and all of this. We deal in a cash economy. So when North Americans come and they have a mentality of like, okay, we're used to credit, we're used to going for being ambitious and saying, yeah, we want to be this in 2 years, whatever. It's not a bad thing. It's a bad thing if you can't afford to. And most of us get caught in that trap of consumerism, and we live not just above our means, we live way above our means. And they say the best way to grow and save and have money is to live below your means. If you can afford to drive a BMW, drive a Volkswagen. If you can
Hmm.
afford to drive a Bentley, drive a BMW. If you live like that, then you won't be broke. So I
Yeah.
really appreciate you bringing this subject up.
Well, thank you. I mean, and to add on what you're saying is that Hassan, he's definitely been putting it in when it came to as far as sharing with me his heart, because I'm not sure if you saw the video or not when he was saying that money is senseless. It's not in the forefront of his mind. You know,
Right.
he works for that day, and it's sufficient for him. He
Right.
gives all praises to Allah, and he finds that is suffice. He doesn't need a whole lot. He said, and just to watch him. I mean, I was sitting there watching him, and how he just like I said yesterday, he wanted to buy my bus ticket to go show me his hometown. And I'm like,
Wow.
no, man, I appreciate it, but I'll let me buy your bus tickets, But this is this is him. This is how he is. I was telling him today, he delivers his drinks around, and he's just a one-man show. And I said, do you charge people delivery to deliver? And he said, well, I kind of got it into the price
Wow.
of the price of all that right there. I said, because you be gone for quite a while. And I said, there was a
Yeah.
person came in and they left and you losing money.
Right.
And so then he said, yeah, he said, I got it figured out though. But if I went up on my price and added delivery, he said that he would probably lose customers. I said, well, I don't know. I said, but you got it figured out. So I don't want to get in the way of that. So, he has it figured out. But I'm finding though that most don't have the mindset of where, oh, let me grow, get more. Most are like, I'm content. And
Right.
so I'm like, and he did say, hey, he said, we are a family, we help each other. And so he said, if we're in an issue or problem, then we help each other out. So thanks a lot, Sharpat. I appreciate that. Your wise and wisdom words that you've given us. But you're absolutely right. I know many people send money back here to Africa to their family, and I wonder what is still, what has stolen from them. Their drive, ambitions. Even with the kids, if they know money is coming from brother, sister, auntie, uncle in UK or America, hey, we ain't got to go out there and hit it real hard. We got money coming in. But the problem of it is that when it stops, you're in a world of trouble.
Right.
Yeah. So thank you very much. And I'm gonna go ahead and pass the
You're
mic on to
welcome.
King Leon. All right. You have a
All the
beautiful
best.
all right. King Leon,
What's going on, brother? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Oops, hold up.
Nope. All right.
I
So
can hear you.
first off, I just want to say I apologize for the disconnect because if it might have seemed that I had left and I actually didn't. I just got disconnected, so I wasn't gonna let saying just hold me back from speaking with you being on the live. But you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like I
no.
can actually agree with what you were saying. Like this whole entire video, like I'm literally working from home. You know what I'm saying? And like watching this live, you know what I'm saying? And so everything that you were talking about is true, because I'm staying out here in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? I had a discussion with my folks. I'm literally sending them videos about Tanzania, Gambia, Ghana. You know what I'm saying? They haven't even gotten back to me. And I actually had this conversation with my grandfather. I'm like, look, Pop, like everything that we going through here, like blacks are not benefiting out here in America. And he was asking me, okay, well, grandson, why do you feel that way? I'm like, okay, well, first of all, we're a target number one. No matter how good of a credit score, no matter how many degrees, PhDs, masters, whatever you have, as long as your color is black, you are still a target out here in America. And they are not playing about our melanin in regards to your previous Get Out video that you had made. They're actually stealing like our organs and our melanin on the black market. You know what I'm saying? And so I felt like super strongly about coming to Africa, and I felt like this energy just came like literally out of nowhere because something just dawned on me. I'm like, okay, how would it be like living in Africa? And knowing me, I'm a huge Black Panther fan. You know what I'm saying? So one thing that inspired me mostly was looking at how Wakanda was built. And you know what I'm saying? I was asking myself questions like, what if it's really like that out there? And so I did my due diligence, looked up my research, and just seeing like certain videos and whatnot. And I was, pretty impressed. And I'm like, you know what? My mom, my grandmother, my grandfather, my auntie, brothers and sisters, they would literally thrive out here. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a matter of like all of these things that's holding them back in regards to Section 8 credit, school, you know what I'm saying, or any other excuse they want to come up with. But getting back to the conversation I had with my grandfather, he was like, yeah, grandson, like I understand, your feelings or whatever, but you can still create an honest living out here in the States. And I literally just sat there and I had to pause. I'm like, no, I did not just hear that come out of my grandfather's mouth. Knowing this man is like, I came from this man, and my grandpa and my father, you know what I'm saying? That just didn't make any sense to me. And so I'm still trying to get them to come out. But honestly, this might be a trip that I'm just gonna have to make on my own just to go out and repatriate out there without them. I can probably contact them while I'm out there and just be like, hey, come visit. But you know what? If they don't want to do that, then that's on them. You know what I'm saying? I got a way entirely different spiritual calling than they have gotten. And I feel like I'm the first in my generation that has awakened to like the lies, the everything that they said about church and these holidays and everything else. Like I'm the first in my generation. So I feel like it's, the calling from the Most High that I can go out to Africa, live the way I want to live, and then, raise my family and create my family. And we do things differently according to the Most High's will. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm happy that I got the opportunity to be able to contact and get on your live. You know what I'm saying? I honestly believe that was, the Most High doing that. And so I just have to put my 2 cents in. I'm always down to, join you in any other live call you have, because I feel like, you're a good brother and you're out here giving us the right information that we need. And I can also drop my 2 cents too. There's no age on knowledge. Knowledge is infinite. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we're placed on this earth to, help each other gain knowledge. And like you were saying, money is just a resource. You know what I'm saying? That's not something to base your life off of. And you can see now that all of our brothers and sisters are killing each other, using each other just for the love of money. And that's another reason why I'm getting up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because we being used for money. We're trading our time there for money. You know what I'm saying? They're making us love these jobs that don't really care about us. We got to check in with the manager to take a break and take a vacation. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I'll let somebody else come in if I'm talking too much,
Yeah, there's nobody else in the back room. For those who want to come in, I just sent the link. I'm gonna send another link. But no, Leon, you can sit here and chill for a second, because I'm with you on that. And much respect to your granddad. But your granddad, he's old school, and that's was the saying. I mean, I remember back in the day, the words my mom and dad put in our brains was, go get an honest living. Okay, get an honest living. Where did that come from? An honest living. How can you get an honest living, especially back then when the jobs were not plentiful for Black men and women? And more women had jobs in the 50s. That's your granddad. I don't know how old he is. More women had more jobs in depending on the region of the country. That they were working in white people's houses. They were the ones who were raising the white people's kids. They were doing the maid service. They were doing the cleaning. They was doing all of that. So the men are the ones who had the most hard time. But see, the honest living is because, hey, the brothers are out there and they got to figure out how to make money. And so, a lot of them were involved in bootlegs. They were involved in clubs. There were those who were doing their own personal businesses, whether it was barbershops or whatever it might be. But they wanted to put that over our heads like, oh, an honest living. Well, hold up. What may be honest to you may not be honest to me if I got to put food on my table.
That part, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but your dad, your granddad, yeah, I mean, he comes from a generation where these are the things that they believe that as long as you get an honest job out here, he's gonna be proud of you. And not really consider how you feel maybe when it comes to the injustices that are you being a target, basically, what you said.
Yeah. And so yeah, I definitely agree with them. And it's like I still get knowledge from my grandfather at the times I do speak to him. And so like I just felt like spiritually this was definitely a calling. And so after I've been watching other people's videos and their not tutorials but their experiences, I came across yours, and then that's when I had emailed you and everything, and I just tried to get in contact with you. And so just a lot of things that he has been revealing.
Did I respond back to you?
You actually have, yeah, you have. And so I was like, I got to be able to talk to him on the live one time. you know what I'm saying, and be able
Yeah.
to, you know, be able to speak to him, you know, voice to voice. And honestly, I think that was just a blessing from the Most High, you know what I'm saying? Because if he didn't want me to do this at all, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't have been, you know, watching your videos. And I feel like each time I learn something about Africa, he's revealing more and more and more to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like you. I'm a humble character. You know what I'm saying? I would love to, you know, build. I'm also keeping in mind that people are just out there just to get money and to want money. You know what I'm saying? And then getting back to, you know, you saying about money isn't everything. Like it's literally not. You know what I'm saying? You're here to help somebody put clothes in their back, you know, put food in their bellies. Like I'm here for that same purpose. And honestly, like I'm gonna put this, you know, I'm gonna speak this out into existence. I will be out there April, and I will be meeting with you and talking with you, hanging out with you out in April as I'm
All right.
repatriating out there. Like I'm not visiting, I'm moving. This is a grown man
All right.
executive decision. So yeah, so I'm excited, man. I'm fueled up. I was a little nervous to speak to you on the phone, so so
Yeah.
yeah, so I do appreciate that. But I'll let you get to the brother Box here because I know he's waiting. So
Okay. Nice talking to you, King. Stay in touch, man. So, hey, man, so we can chop it
absolutely,
up, man, because I don't want
absolutely.
to be strangers, man, when we meet and everything. So make sure,
Right,
man,
right,
yo, we
right.
gonna connect, all right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
All righty then. Hey,
Right.
what's up, Box? Let me say this real quick. Hey, Psycho, you have to show your face while you're in the back room for me to let you in. What's up, Box?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
How you
Alaikum
doing,
assalam.
brother? Good to. This is a pleasure. Honestly, I watch you every day. Every time you do a live, I watch. Um,
Appreciate it.
I'm a father to 3 children. I'm planning on moving out to Africa by Valentine's Day. Allah has been blessing me. I'm currently
Mm-hmm.
going through a situation right now. That I think that we've all experienced out in this dystopia where the law tends to treat you wrong on the way that you look. Me personally, I'm from Compton, California, so I grew up in the trenches. Like I know what's going on. I want to tell you I appreciate you. Seriously, your mindset just allows us to go further. It keeps us. And you see, my name is. I call myself Box, but you know, I think it's very ironic because I think outside the box. And I just want to tell you, I appreciate you, man. Like real talk. I see you with your
Appreciate you,
family
brother.
out there. That gives me inspiration to feel comfortable to take my family out there. And I see a lot of people don't show their face, not knocking them or anything. But I'm at the
Yeah,
point in my life where I don't fear anything. And I just want
that's it.
to tell everybody that, you know, this time that's going on in the world, you're absolutely right. It's time for us to give back. It's time for us to understand that this is quantum physics. This is not by chance. It's time for us to learn our history so that we can take control of our future and our now. Because without taking control of our now, we don't have a future. And if we don't know our past, then we're doomed. So I just want to take this time and tell you, I thank you. I ain't gonna sit up here and talk too much, but thank you, man. I appreciate you. You got a brother from Compton, man. Tattoos
Hey,
all on his
appreciate you.
face, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Background that's listening to you and it's gonna come out there and repatriate. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, brother, man. I appreciate all that you do, man, and your kind words. And it's just it's something moving, man. When just even hard for me to believe that I have such an impact on people. But brothers like you, man, hey, I appreciate that. Keeps me going and still trying to push more information. And whether it's right, wrong, or different, or right or good, bad, or whatever, I just want to be open and honest, transparent with people, man. And my experience, what I'm seeing through the lens of what my camera captures. So I hope that, yeah, definitely as you come over to the continent, let me know, man. Hey, if we there in the same place, man, hey, hey,
I would love to if you're ever open to it, if you ever remember me, honestly, if you're ever open to working with somebody who's a respectable person who
yeah.
is looking. I have my own business. I breed animals, Belgian Malinois, tarantulas, rabbits,
Oh,
quail.
wow.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. And I'm teaching I homeschool my children. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 children and I homeschool them alongside my
Okay.
wife. Um,
Yeah.
I'm really serious about making this move, and I would love to get some of your business savvy if you have that to offer.
I put it out there every time, man. It depends
No,
on what show.
I hear it. I hear it. I just was just wondering if that would ever be a possibility. But thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man, no problem, man. Hey, we'll connect though. Hey, just stay in touch, man. Email. I literally answer practically 100% of the emails, man.
Okay.
I try to do it often. I'm one of those just what they call OCD people, man. I'm one that keeps my folder clean in the emails, and I got them all sectioned out and then put in, and I try to do that, even though it's getting a little bit more busier. But yeah, stay in touch, man. And like I said, so you're not a stranger. And then if you come to visit the continent, man, and we're in the same place, most definitely, man, we have to connect.
Will do. Thank you, brother. Peace be upon you.
Hey,
Mashallah.
all right, you too. All right now. All righty. Psycho, you're gonna have to show your face. I haven't seen your face. If you do that, then I'll let you into the chat. What's up, doing, Garvey?
Peace, Black. How you doing, man? Congratulations on your venture being on the continent, Black. You know what I mean? Because I see your focus, and I can appreciate that. You know what I mean?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. So of course, I'm doing work in Tanzania myself. As you know, paperwork has to be in order for you to really legitimately do what you want to do there in Tanzania. And but I've been going there for the past 2.5 years. I'm down in the south of Tanzania, in a place called Sumbawanga. It's a rural area, but it's a developing town. Got some things going on. I help establish an NGO, Economic Patriotic Front organization. Our main objective and our colors are red, black, and green. We're looking to build a school there in that area. There's some logistics and some legalities, which I, really go into depth, but a school is being established there in that area, which is going to be a Pan-African curriculum school, So, land has been purchased, like 14 acres, and bricks has been produced. So, there's a lot of things that's going on, little businesses that with assistance. When you're talking about people don't need handouts, our people on the continent need some direction because of the fact that us being from the first industrialized country in the world, one of the most industrialized countries in the world, and us as a people being a part of the development of the world power, which we call America right now. We have much of that information of development, and we have those skills because we are the offsprings of our ancestors who were the ones who assisted in building America and the foundation here. And by the knowledge in which we have to be able to assist our people there on the continent and enlighten them to some of the practices that took for America to be able to be as developed as it is. I feel it's our responsibility to assist in certain ways and give them certain knowledge that they don't have about conducting business, how to organize business, how to establish certain kinds of businesses there that we know we have full knowledge of because of us being in this industrialized country. It's not a handout. Sometimes, you can help with a fruit stand by helping them buy some stock. And it's very $20, $30. You don't, how much stock they can purchase with that just to stock up their fruit stand is minimum, But to them, it's maximum because it's a lot of dollars that they can make off of that. And it's not a handout. I supported several different businesses there in Tanzania. I have several businesses of my own. I want to be long-winded about this, but I was just letting you know the fact that not everything is a handout to our people there. They can be able to use that assistance, like, you supported the juice stand, and it's easy to set up those kind of businesses because of the fact that you can buy a blender yourself, you know what I mean, and buy several blenders and expand on that business, you know what I mean, to buy a refrigerator or a freezer for a business, it expand their business to giving cold beverages rather than just a lukewarm smoothie. So creating the overhead, buying an umbrella for some older sister who might be out there selling whatever, some veggies or whatever, to a large umbrella so they can not have the sun beaming down on them. There's different things in which.
Garvey, I don't consider those handouts at all. To me, a handout is when assistance come and yet keeps you from prospering. It keeps you dependent. It keeps you from growth. It keeps you stagnant. These are some of the charities that many of the people, countries around the globe have given Africa to keep them dependent upon them until now some of these countries are realizing that we don't need your handouts. We don't need your assistance. We can do all this ourselves. So, there's nothing wrong with helping people out, when there is in time of need, by all means. I just look at that, sometimes, like I said, the gentleman who was offering to put this guy up, Hassan, up for 12 months, rent free, because he feels the place he has is not his standard. So what you want to do is remove him out of a place that is his own place, probably in a more higher paying district or a building, to where you're going to probably cause him to fail. And so that right there, to me, is why you're lending a hand to a man, like Hassan said, I'm doing fine. I don't need no help. Tell him to go give that money to somebody who needs help. I don't need help. And that's the thing, is that not all help is good help.
I mean, an upgrade, though, whatever that brother might have had, and I really don't, I can't elaborate on too much of what you're referring to as far as the brother being assisted. Those dollars could have went to helping to upgrade their facility or upgrade wherever they might have had,
Let me call you right back.
So, that's one thing he could have assisted Hassan with, rather than trying to uproot him from where he's actually doing decent business with. Where he's doing decent business. He didn't have to uproot him from anywhere. It's just to upgrade where he is, you know what I mean? So that was an ignorant move on my part to think that that's what you.
Oh, no, not at all.
The upgrading, you know what I mean, to move him to another spot, and that could vary his whole potential of getting paid. So but I understand where you're coming from. Thanks for having a brother on. I appreciate it. I hope your family made it home safe, and staying safe.
You got information. You got information on the school and things. There's been a couple people asking about the information on the school. Here
all you have to do. You can go to GoFundMe and you look up my name is my government name is William Maxson, which is MACKSON. That's William Maxson. You can look up and the school's name is Mwanga Empia Academy. So that's MWANGA MPYA Academy. So that's on my GoFundMe. So, but actually I'm financing, I'm assisting in, and helping the school to be developed and built.
So let me just say now, folks, see, if you want to send the man money, I can't validate him. So,
Hey, listen, that's overstood. Like I said,
oh yeah.
there's funds there, but as far as support is concerned, as far as on that platform, it is what it is, because it's actually activities is happening regardless. You know, I'm retired. I've been retired for 10 years now. So I'm doing my own thing financially. So if there's no support, financial support, it's been going on for the past year and a half. But the go for what it is, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you can reach out to a brother on my Instagram or whatever, you know, which is also part of my business, hip hop edutainment. I use hip hop as an educational tool. I'm an author of a children's book called The Story of the Hip Hop Cats and the Canine Crew. So you can also, and you know, that's on my Instagram. So you want to inbox the brother to discuss another platform that you want to be able to contribute or anything of that sort. But I would like you brothers and sisters to come. You know what I mean? You ain't got to give me nothing. My interest of you giving to me is to be able to return to the continent, to be able to help build up in the continent. You know what I mean? Our assistance and our abilities and our knowledge, especially as Africans from America, is so beneficial to our people on the continent. Just the knowledge and with like you're doing, brother. You know what I mean? Like you're doing, you're giving. I love the episode you had with the young brothers on in Zanzibar, when you was telling them that they're great and they don't know how great they actually are, and they don't understand this knowledge. And when we as Africans who look just like them enlighten them to this reality that they're the greatest thing on earth, and what the white man's telling them and who don't look like them, who they admire and praise, you know, they're not as great as you. They're only great as you because they conquered you and has suppressed who it is that you are, you know what I mean? So by you enlightening, I love that episode, you know what I mean? I know you're going to continue to enlighten our brothers and sisters on the continent with this knowledge and what you have, and continue to do the work and what you're doing, family. And hopefully once I get back, you know what I mean, to the continent, my house is up for sale. I got a contract on it. You know what I mean? As soon as it's sold, you know what I mean? I'm back on the continent as a permanent status, you know what I mean? So hopefully we look forward to building with any brothers and sisters. And that's one of our problems too, our collaboration. We got to start collaborating when we hit the continent like that. We're trying to do our own things in a solo act. We don't realize that us coming together and working, especially us Africans from America, and utilizing our skills and abilities and our economics and finances together will change the whole dynamics of development of the continent. But you stay safe, stay black, and keep moving, fam. So let's build. You can get a chance.
All right, brother. I appreciate you. Hey, definitely, most definitely go blacktoafrica@gmail.com. Holla at me, all right? Give me that information. And because I'm going to be residing over in Tanzania anyway, I like to.
I got people who can build with you too there. So, you know what I mean? Just to enlighten you there. All right, fam. Talk to y'all safe. Stay black. Peace.
All right. All right. Let's go to the psychology of everything. Let's go to him real quick. Hello.
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 Yes, I hear you.
Okay. I just want to say that I agree with one of your previous caller. She was speaking about the way we build in the Caribbean. And as she was speaking, I was just reflecting on what she said, and I can agree with it. We tend to build in a way in the Caribbean that you don't have to go for a mortgage. And once I came to England, what I realized is that even if you want to replicate that sort of style of building here, you can't, because of the type of building material that is used in the West, these prefab material. And I realized that our architecture is much stronger, because we tend to build, if you don't have the money, for those of us who don't have the money in the Caribbean to go right through, we tend to build in phases. So you would do the foundational phase first, and then you leave that until you save up enough money to go to the other phase of the construction. so you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to put yourself in deep debt, right?
Yeah.
And we can do that because of the type of material, because steel and cement is not going to rot. But if you try to do that, build in that sort of way in these parts of the world, in the West, it's not going to work,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
I'm currently in England, and I'm looking at the cultural differences in society and the way how we live. And what I noticed, and I can remember my uncles mentioning one thing. He went to America, and he got married to a woman in America, and he said one thing that I would never forget. His relationship with the lady didn't work out, and that was because of cultural differences. What he said is that the women in America that he have been around, instead of um, buying a bottle of coffee, they would prefer to go out and buy a cup of coffee, right? So he
Yeah.
couldn't deal with that, because that put a lot of expense on his pocket. And the way how we see things in the Caribbean is like, you do it at home, you buy a whole bottle of coffee and you make your coffee. If you have to go out each day, and once I get here, I understood what he was saying, because I've been in classes with some students, and they would complain that the economy is getting tough. But then those are the very students you would see at the canteen early in the morning, when you're supposed to have your breakfast at home. They are the ones who would be coming in with the cups with coffee and all the stuff eating in the classroom. And I would ask if time is so hard, which it is hard indeed, because I'm living here too, and I can see that. But there are ways to cut back, and it's just that they don't explore those ways for whatever reason. They just enjoy the convenience of buying at the canteen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Not to praise myself, but one of the things that I'm proud of since I'm here for almost 10 years is that I've never had a credit card,
Okay.
and I'm not doing no great sort of job, and I feel that's a sort of encouragement, accomplishment, and I always try to stick to that, because I have this feelings that once I go there, it's going to be difficult for me to revert back, because once you take a credit card and you get into the habit of just having things that you can't afford, it might be difficult for me to 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 maintain that sort of self-discipline. So what I would do, and my husband see things that way too. If I can't afford to buy let's say I can't afford to buy a refrigerator, instead of going taking it on I purchase where I have to pay that added interest, I would prefer to go and buy one from the pre-love store, where you can have one that was donated to those stores. And because in England there are certain checks that have electrical checks, and it have to be in certain standard, I don't have a fear that I would be getting something substandard, because there are certain checks and balances in place that it must pass a certain criteria before they can put it to to to, to on sale, if I'm making
Okay.
sense. So that's one
Yeah.
of the ways to cut back.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
so
appreciate your
another
I
thing we
appreciate
do
your
as
info.
Caribbean people, well, the ones who I associate with, is we tend to do what we call backs on. There is where you sub your money. Let's say it's about five of us come together and decide, okay, we're gonna throw a backs on. That means that let's say we, for example, we're throwing 200 pounds per month. So everybody would put their 200 pounds. One person would draw per month. Some people do two, but mostly one person would draw, then the next month another person draw. So that's another way of getting money. So
Okay.
those are just a few suggestions and so on that I wanted to share.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you very much for sharing. I appreciate that. You have a nice one, and thanks again, okay?
Okay then.
All righty. All right. Let's go on over to the THC here. What's happening?
How you doing, brother? Oh
Good, my man.
man, habari yako bwana. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, I be trying to stay
Man,
up on some of your
man, man.
videos, man. Yeah.
I finally made it to one of yours, brother. I finally made
Yeah.
it to one of yours, and I was like, I had to go back on my phone to find the link, and I was able to go on my computer and type the link into the search engine, and I said, okay, I'm in now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Hello, everybody in the chat who gave me shout outs. I appreciate you. Much love to you guys in the chat room. Yeah,
Oh,
thank you.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So what's going on, bro? What's on your mind?
Oh my brother, I've been watching your move, bro. I'm really proud of you, man. Much love to you, man. Oh my gosh, I mean, in those lives that you do, man, I'm like, wow, they're very vivid, and it's I've been to a lot of those spots you've been. It was years ago, and it's like, man, you made it life for me, man, and a lot of the people who are never been, who probably went to the continent, are like amazed at what you're doing, man. And I'm very, very proud of you, bro. I am, man.
Thanks, brother.
And
I
I'm just
appreciate it.
so, and it's not envy. It's nothing like. It's like I'm really like in 110% support of what you're doing, bro. And and I just like I took a little break from the YouTube on my channel. I'm taking a week break and just chilling out. But when I saw you, man, I said, let me get on here with this brother, man, because I just want to give you my hello and my gratitude, and because you inspire me by when I see what you're doing, and it inspires me to keep my spirits up, and I know there is other people out here trying to make that move, bro. And you
Yeah.
inspire a lot of people. You rekindling my heart, even though I'm on the continent. I'm still inspired to stay, to keep my goals of staying here and doing what I have to do. Man, really,
Amen.
man. Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm gonna say this right
And
here to the people who's watching, man. I mean, hey, you inspire me too, bro. And I think that you being a veteran as well, you remind me of
yes,
my and stuff. We got a lot in common, actually. And
yeah,
I think, man, the jobs we doing, man. I mean, I said this last night on the video is that I think a lot of us don't realize really how powerful of the message we're sending.
yeah,
How we're just, man, just people like yourself and all the other YouTubers, man, who are just trying to promote Africa. It's
yes,
you're doing a great job, man. I mean, holding it down. I mean, with much respect. And I've given mentioned your name in several of my videos, man, because of the fact that over here, man, it's I can understand more of the Muslim faith because, like I said, I've been watching some of your
yeah,
videos, man, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's what that means, and that's what that means. And that brother
yeah, yeah,
Hassan today, man, he's a Muslim, man, and that brother, man,
yeah.
taught me for 2 days. I'm like, man, yo, hey,
Yeah,
Allah
yeah,
Akbar.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar.
Allah Akbar. Yeah, you know how you said, yeah.
Yeah,
You know, so it's like, man, but it's great, man, because what I see, man, is that we all have different backgrounds, but we're promoting the same thing. That's Mother Africa. And it don't matter, man, what religion. It don't matter, man, if you are from the country, from the city, whether you are man or woman. Man,
mhm,
I just see this big, huge, powerful, profound work we're doing, man. And you're part of it, and I'm part of it. And I'm like, I'm not gonna take this lightly, man, because there's people,
no,
man, out here that are relying on us. And man,
yes,
and you are holding
yes.
it down, man, with, I think here. Yeah, I think we kind of froze here.
Okay, we back now. Yeah. Are we back? We froze, huh?
Hello? Okay, there you
Yeah,
are.
my internet's working, so
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, but Yeah, I know you kind of breaking up a little bit.
Am I still breaking up?
That's that Gambia internet or what?
It is, man. Man, I thought I had it fixed too. It's early, but it shouldn't be a problem. It should be fixed. So
Yeah. Let me hold 1 second. I'm gonna see if it's
let me
me.
get off and come back.
I'm gonna change up here. Hold 1 second. I'm gonna see if this is me or not.
Okay.
Yeah, let me change up to see if this is me causing this right here. So hotspot. Let me make my hotspot. Okay. All right, you there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. I wanted to pause because I wanted to also, man, give you praise as well, man, because man, what you doing, man, being in Gambia, man, you know, it's good. I don't want to bring up much of other YouTubers, but man, you are a fresh energy with a different background, a different agenda, and it's good, man, to see some light that a person like you, man, who can even melanated, your man,
Melanated
what's
Mr.
his name?
Mosley.
Mr. Mosley, that's it. I could never get
Yeah.
that. I know it's him in front of that.
Yeah, he's doing it.
Doing great work, man.
Yeah.
California holding it down in the Gambia, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. California holding it down. So, man, and that's good to see, man, that we as grown men, you know, and there are grown women out there, we're just, man, we're doing some heavy work. Heavy work. So I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you.
Man, you know, I really appreciate the kind words too, brother. But you know what? I mean, I look up to you as well, man. I like the cornrows you got going on. I saw you getting the video and pictures on your community page, man. And you say you in your 50s too? I'm like, what? I said, you know, and people look at me like they don't believe I'm 50. You know, they tell me stop saying it. But you're a little older than me. I'm like, this is my big brother. I thought you was younger than me, man. Yeah. I was like, what the heck?
Man.
Yeah. Somebody said, come to California watching. Yeah. I won't keep you, man. Oh, I'm sorry.
Nah, man. Hey, man. Say whatever, man. Whatever you want to say, man. You know, I know our topic is about what do you think, man, as far as the handouts, or do you know, as far as giving or charity and all that right there. It's a very important thing, but there's a place sometimes it can keep people crippled.
Yes. I think we coming over here with who we are, and that creates possibilities and opportunities for who are here, who are on the ground here, and meaning that our presence, and if we can be entrepreneurs and provide jobs, instead of like I said, $2 here, $10 here, that's the currency in the Gambia. I mean, opportunity. At least employ 2, 3, 4, 5 people, one of the Gambians, if you can, and that even like on the house that I'm building, I'm trying to create a little store on the wall. And it's not necessarily for me, but it's for the Gambians who can probably get employed there. I got some other business ventures that I'm doing. Like I said, I'm retired from military and stuff. So, I got, and then I got a lot of things going on that, I'm not going to be talking too much, but I feel like it's a lot of things that we can contribute. So the more you come over on the continent prepared and to be there, be prepared to handle yourself solo, to stand on your own. Then once you can stand on your own, then it's just as much easier, because bro, me coming here, I didn't see nobody saying, I mean, Gambia's like, hey, welcome, but a lot of the repats, I mean, say hello, we see them, but it's not like it's the cohesiveness. It's like, hey, let's do this. We have a meeting today. Let's go to this meeting. Let's go over here. Let's talk about this and that. And that way, what does everybody need? Are you shipping something? Do you have any information about that? Can we? It hasn't been that at all. And so people know how to find me. I'm open source, and most of the time the Gambians have been reaching out to me. Even on the platforms, my platform that we have, and I chop it up with them mostly because they seem to like open to hear what's going on. So I think that I think the best thing for us to do when we come here is to try to assimilate as much as possible, to learn and understand the culture that's been taken from us, and then that we can rebuild it from there and provide what we know as well, because what we know isn't all bad at all. Some things are negative, but things are that we learn, as far as like being strong. We're tough people, man. We went through a whole bunch on the plantation, and it's like now it's time for us to give them that strength, because a lot of them don't understand what we've been through. They don't hear about it too much. They don't hear about it in school, and so when you tell somebody that, they're like, what is he saying? I don't understand it, because when they come over here and visit, and they on a holiday, they go out and eat with us, and I mean, they just showing to us they're so nice and polite, but they don't see what we have to go through. And they said, and one of the Gambian brothers said, I'm seeing you leaving from where you're coming from to this dusty place, and I'm like, man, I can't believe it. And I said, hey, I love this dusty place. It can be dusty, whatever. I feel so much energy now. I lost weight, more weight. I'm more toned. Even though I'm working out and stuff there, it's just all that processed food. That's the chemicals and stuff there. But I think just come with a business plan. If you have 2 or 3 people that's similar from the States or diaspora, that you guys got some type of ideas, you can come together, even one at a time, just come together and start a company. And that's what I think is necessary. But get your foundation and your base first, as far as getting your land, get yourself established. Then it's just much easier. And so that's what I'm in the process doing. I'm working day and night, brothers. You know what I'm saying, sisters, man. I'm out here doing it, man. And Mr. Mosley, that's my bro, man. Long Beach and Compton, man. Yeah. Yeah. And I bring up the religion part of it. Go ahead.
Did you say what?
No, I bring up the religion part, because people kept asking me questions about it. And so I say, well, let me just create something else for them to know. It's not to push it and force it on people's throat, but that's a central part, essential of African culture as well. And so, and my ideal behind it is to expand the knowledge so you won't make mistakes, and so the mistakes that can be an insult, and you don't even know that you're insulting the people. And that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's why I'm trying to have that platform about it. Mm-hmm.
Man, it's an important platform, man, because depending on what country you're in Africa, like here in Kenya, man, I mean, Mombasa is 90% Muslims. You know what I'm saying? And then that number kind of trends down a little bit once you get up towards Nairobi. But me, my wife, and my daughter, we were out, right, and we were walking through. Where were we? We were over in Dar es Salaam, right? Dar es Salaam, and and so it started raining, right? And so we tried to go for cover, and we wind up going, and I think it was the stairs of a mosque or something. But it took note when we were coming and running. I looked up, and it was all guys laying out right on different levels of the stairs. And so I didn't know that I didn't know the Islam culture, whether a woman should be up to the level where the men. So I told my daughter, get down at the bottom of the stairs, because I didn't, that's respect for a culture that you don't know whether or not she should be there, first of all. So I said, get down at the bottom of the stairs, and you got like, what? And I said, I'll explain to you in a minute. So my wife says, I know exactly what you're thinking. I said, oh yeah. So your channel, what you're doing, man, if we're going to live amongst Muslims or Christians, you better know. Yeah. You better know. And that's what I love about your channel, man. That's why I say I'll chime in, man. I'll get in there and listen, man, and be like, oh, that's what that means. And oh, that's why they be doing that and holding the what's the beads? Your man, you had your man on there the other day. He was breaking that joker down of counting the favors or something. You get favors.
The older brother, the Sheikh?
Yeah.
Rock Shakur?
Yeah, he had the gray beard. And all that. I can't remember, man. But y'all was bringing some education though.
Got the gray hair.
Yeah, gray beard,
big beard.
White beard. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's the education, man. It's the education, and that's what I love about it, man. When you kick that off, because somebody needs to talk about that, man. Because if we're moving to these different countries, man, we need to know about that. We need to know the culture or the the respect we need to give and the do's and the don'ts. Because the last thing I want to do is offend anybody.
Yes.
That's the last thing I want to do is offend somebody. So I appreciate you, brother. You're doing great work, man.
Appreciate you too, bro. Everybody
Yep,
keep
yep.
subscribe to this brother, man. I know, man, this brother's on code right here, man. And I'm just, I was married and I brought my daughter 3 times out here to to Kenya and Mumbai bar
Oh, did you?
and all that. And so remind me, yeah, she was like a little, like, I think 7, 8, and 9 years old. I think when she went, or 8, 9, and 10, I can't remember. But, and so then I see your daughter older, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of remind me of I'm gonna post some of those pictures when I can. I have a whole bunch of video cassettes and from my camcorder I haven't made into DVD or nothing like that. But I'm gonna do that. But yeah, that's a path that I was trying to do what you just did. And so yeah, man. And man, I'm just so. What's up, Amy Job? How you doing, sister? I see you in there. Mashallah, man. Much love to you, sister. Much love to you, man. Yeah,
All
she's a
right, brother.
sweetheart.
I appreciate you, man. You keep doing what you're
Okay,
doing.
brother.
All right.
Okay.
Peace.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
I'm a man, not your boy.
That's it.
Okay.
All right.
Peace and blessings.
All right.
Okay.
Peace and blessings. AGA Tours, LTD.
How you doing, sir?
Like Eric Sermon. I thought it was Eric Sermon there for a minute.
Black Power, Black Power. Well, I've been listening to you for a little while, but I've never really jumped on any of your lives. But I was watching you in Rwanda the other day. It's one of the countries on my list. I was waiting for you in Tanzania, but I couldn't wait that long, so I left out. I was there when you was in Rwanda.
Okay.
But I just missed you. I was staying in Dar, and I also was over by Zanzibar. And I saw some of your reports about Rwanda and things like that. I think when I got to Dar, you was just leaving out of Ghana. If I remember rightly. Okay. Yeah, you were just leaving out of Ghana. Yeah. So what it was that I was impressed with what you had to say to the Negropean, or is his name James?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the session you took with him, because I too have got a history in the Gambia. I've been coming back and forth to the Gambia now from around 2003, and my company, we run a Pan-African tour company, so we take Africans from around the world to the Gambia and Senegal. And one of my problems with the Negropean, he seemed like he was on a big attack on American YouTubers. I didn't see him attack.
Let me just say this, AGA. Let me say this, man. I really don't want this right here platform to be talking about any other YouTubers.
No.
You though.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. What it was, I was just giving you the history of what I saw, and so me knowing about Gambia as a really nice and decent place, it was an unfair attack. So that was the reason I brought that point up. Gotcha. And in particular, I have some friends there, and it's kind of hurtful, some of the things that were said. So just to say that people who go to Gambia, they need to really fall in to the community, because Gambia is a very, very strategic and important place. And many of us who came from the UK, we was attracted to Gambia, myself, by seeing the film called Roots, with Kunta Kinte. That's how I got attracted to it from a young age. And so I was able to, when I became older, look into it and go and visit. And so some of the times I see the YouTubers are using their platforms not to uplift Africa, but to be more of a reality TV show. And this is something that we've got to get rid of. You know, one of the phrases our parents used to use, you have to dance at home before you go dance abroad. So not everything you chat, you have to chat it on the platform. There's certain things you take off the platform that you can do one-on-one. But this stuff that we're doing, the Lebanese and the Indians, the Chinese, they're just watching us. Because when I go to China, I don't see the Chinese doing this. You know, when I go to Cuba, I don't see this happening with the Cubans. You know what I'm saying? If they're uplifting Cuba, or if the Chinese uplifting China, they uplift it. And, you know, we need to start doing that for our own. We need to uplift our people to attract our people back to Africa. Because I noticed when I was in Tanzania, and I've noticed in Gambia, there's a correlation where a lot of brothers from America have some history within the military. I'm not sure how come that came about, but I've noticed that, and that sometimes that type of discipline is sometimes needed when you're going into different areas and handling different types of people. And from the ones I have seen, there have been military men that have traveled. And so normally when you travel, you widen your horizon. Because in general, when I lived in America, the majority of Black Americans didn't even have a passport. So just to get a passport is an issue. So it's nice to see our brothers and sisters coming out to the motherland and embracing the African culture. Obviously, Gambia is a beautiful place to start, and you know, we embrace Gambia. But I've traveled to around 13 African countries, been traveling like yourself, and I'm in love with the eastern side of Africa as well as the western side of Africa. I have been to Zimbabwe. I'm not sure. Have you done Southerners yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. And what about Northern Africa, Egypt or anywhere?
Yeah, I've been to Egypt. Yeah, I did 2 weeks in Egypt. I did a tour on that. What was it, last year? I think it was. So I was there in Egypt year before last. Time goes by so fast. I think it's 2 years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to be
Oh,
visiting all 54 countries, and so you know, that's what me and the wife we plan on doing. And you know, once this COVID thing, I kind of, you know, find out what's going to go on with that, then I can even just branch off even further away from, you know, outside of Tanzania when I get there. But yeah, man, hey, it's all good, man. And let me say this right here, because I'm soon to close down here, but I'll say this right here. You know, I said this on a couple other videos. We need negativity. We need it because it exposes a weakness within a thing. And I know that, you know, hey, everybody keeps talking about unity within the Black community, but, you know, to see that what we're carrying over here into the continent is just nothing but a revelation of the damage that we're in and how far we got to go for our healing. And so seeing all this stuff that goes on, and it pains and it hurts a lot of people, but I believe that it's going to be for the good, because the people who are wanting to come, they are learning a lot from those who are going through these painstaking issues. We have relationship issues that are going on amongst the African Americans within certain countries, or, you know, you got these cross the YouTube battles and stuff. And hopefully people are wise enough to see that, wow, you know, I'm picking up these various messages that I'm seeing people are going through. Maybe I need to hold off from coming to check myself out, to make sure I'm good and I'm ready to go. And so it's a good thing that's happening, but yet it's a negative thing that's happening.
Well, the Honourable Marcus Mosiah Garvey said that he he refrained against people like that coming to Africa, because he goes that if they've not been no good there, they're not going to be any good here in Africa when they come. So one of his key messages was not to get everyone to Africa. That was never his. That was never his message. His message was to get back to Africa, but he knew that the mindset of what it took to get black to Africa is we're going to take more than what you have there. And one of the things that I learned too is that sometimes in the condition that you've been in under the 500 rule of the white man, sometimes your trauma and the damage means that you cannot get to that place of separating from that slave master. You know, I think we in England, we have that situation too, but I don't think we've had it that bad as probably the black American. And so I heard Minister Farrakhan say one time, he said that what he teaches the black American, within 6 years, he can teach someone in the Caribbean within 6 months and they'll get it. Where it will take him 6 years to get that same message through to the black American, because he understands that you've been through so much that it's going to take so much undoing to bring that bit out of you that you need to get rid of to get you free. And so I think right now we're at a crossroads where African Americans now understand the need to get out. And if they don't get out, it's going to be a revelation like in biblical terms, like Noah and the ark, where Noah for 100 and something years was preaching that the flood's coming, and everyone was laughing and playing games. You know, Trump was a revelation to let everybody know that, listen, this is what's going to be real for the next few years. And we all was still playing about and saying, no, it's going to be fine in America. But now it's only going to be a matter of time. I think people now, once they see this vaccine come out or this pandemic, a lot of them are not going to be able to leave, because you're probably going to need to have some type of passport that gives you the authorization. Once you've had the vaccine, then they'll issue the passport. So a lot of our brothers are going to be stuck in the West and won't be able to get out. So it's just, God willing, it's good that you've been able to be one of the brothers that have been able to get out. You know, and I think people need to go revisit that movie called Get Out, because it's got a lot of deeper meaning than what it really what the title says. But it's time for us to separate from our 500-year-old slave master. And just to close up on what I was saying, within the Gambia, it's a very important place. And the brother there that was talking about Islam, I hope that he one day gets to visit a place in Senegal called Touba, because in Touba they have.
You're talking about the Happy Companion. You know, he lives there in Gambia.
Yes, and I hope that he can one day visit Touba, which is in Senegal. Okay. Because that is the black Mecca of Muslims within West Africa. So when you see the world and the Arabs and all that going into the Mecca in Saudi Arabia, there's a black brother that they hold in high esteem in a place called Touba. And Touba has no.
I know exactly where it is.
Okay, you know it is.
I was told
There's no
about
police.
it.
That's right. There's no police there. They manage. They police themselves. There's no drugs there. There's no alcohol there. It's a very important place. So it'd be nice that he takes some of his brothers and sisters over to Touba for a visit, because I think it's a very strategic and important place. Many Gambians go probably around November of each year. I think that's their annual pilgrimage time. And you know, we as an organization, we also try and do some charitable things within the Gambia, regards to education, health. We have an annual health day every November. We support a clinic there called Old Joshwang. So if people are familiar with Gambia, if they go to Old Joshwang, they can get a checkup. They can get blood pressure checkups and things like that, because we contribute to that clinic. So just a bit of information about some of the work that we do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, most
So thank
definitely,
you
man.
for
Appreciate
inviting me on the platform. I would like to talk to you another time, off air, when you get an opportunity.
Just
And
reach me at goblack2africa@gmail.com. That's where you're gonna meet. You catch me at, because I know I'm not accepting phone calls from many people. And one, I got 4 different SIM cards from countries, so my number
yeah,
don't
I
stay
can understand that.
long.
I still got my Tanzania SIM card on me.
Yeah. So, but anyway, AG, let me go ahead and bring this to a close. It's nice talking to you, man.
Likewise,
Definitely,
my
man,
brother.
get in touch with me, brother, and
Yeah,
we can
keep up the
definitely
good
talk about
work.
down the road. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
keep up the good work, sir. And
Okay,
it's
thank
been a
you.
pleasure. Black
All right,
Power.
you have a good one.
Black Power.
There we go, Black Power. All
Black
right.
Power.
Yeah. So, family, I just want to say that thanks for each and every one of y'all coming in. Hey, check it out. I mean, the title was Africa Don't Need a Handout, or necessarily even, charity and all that right there. We've went around a lot of different subjects tonight, but kind of stayed online a little bit. But, let's just keep in mind that there is a continent here that many can find room to be a place of home, or a place to develop your own kingdom, if you will, but also connecting with the locals to embrace and bridge the gap of where we have been disconnected. And so I say that each and every one of you all to come pay a visit to Africa, or go black to Africa, so that we then become well connected, reintroduced to our roots, so that then maybe we will see a decrease in the hate, self-hatred that we have, being disunioned, or, separated, because there is a total different vibe, if you will. A lot of people like that word vibe. There's a total different mentality, depending on what country you go. Every culture has its own, but I can tell you this right here. It is not the same like it is over in America. It's not the same over in the UK. It's a total different mentality. With that, family, this is your man, not your boy. Go black to Africa. Thank you for those who have given your finances, those who gave in your time, those who've given your beautiful comments, and your, just loving on me and my family. We thank each and every one of you all for just sharing this message. And so we just say thank you to all of you all. All of you all have a beautiful day, a night. And until then,